so we'll just end the game here.
Okay.
And, okay, so why don't we just load up the replay real fast?
Sure.
And when you get to 1 minute at ×4 speed, and tell me when you're there, alright?
Sure. Okay, I'm at 1 minute ×4.
Okay, when I say go, I want you to unpause, okay?
At ×4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so, kind of the major focus here is gonna be your natural, okay? Because we can pretty much ignore your main since you're doing Fortress Expand. There's
Right.
only one major thing you have to look out for, and that's like those, in-base hatcheries that you see pretty kind of often in like pro matches. But
Right.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that too much. So here you do a 15 Nexus, which is perfectly normal. You wanna have the forge down at around 16 supply, and you see this gateway, so pause it at
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Okay. It's too far back.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit. It's not a big deal, but the thing is, since your forge and your gateway are actually both a little kind of too far close, like too far inwards, it makes your ramp really like small. So I
Right.
think if you put
It's
the
just-
cannon
yeah,
there,
normal.
I think your immortal like if you made it immortal in your main, I don't think you could actually get out.
Okay.
So you have to be careful about that. So like 1 hex forward, or maybe like 2 boxes forward, and you should be fine. Plus, it would give you more room to put cannons behind your gateway, and not just behind your pylon. Okay.
Okay.
So why don't we go to actually the normal speed, so faster?
Okay.
3.
4 minutes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So this pylon placement's good as well, but you can actually, it might be better to move it the 1 Vespene geyser to the right. So over it.
Okay.
The reason why is because then you could put this cannon in your mineral line. You want this cannon in your mineral line as opposed off to this corner here, because right here it actually can't hit anything. It can't hit the 4 mineral patches, these 2 mineral patches that you have.
Right.
It actually can't reach them. So you're gonna have to be careful about that. Also, so here you have your 2 cannons, your forge, and your gateway, and you're making a zealot, which is fine. You're making probes, all pretty normal. So you have to immediately, and so this is where that's phase 1. That's the early game. So in terms of expanding, so now you have to worry about this kind of mid phase of the game, where what are you gonna do from here on, right? Are you gonna do like a Stargate play? Are you gonna do some kind of all-in gateway? Are you gonna try to take a third, stuff like that? But no matter what, you need a cyber core. So that means you need to take at least 1 gas.
Right.
Preferably 2, like whatever, depending on your build, you need to take the gas according. So if we're just going to do an all-in gateway push, let's just say like a 6-7 gates with +1, right?
Right.
You would take 2 gases, maybe 1 at your natural, 1 at your main to throw people off, 2 in your main, well, it doesn't matter. But you need to take at least 2 gases. So here we have pause at 6 minutes.
Okay. And
Okay.
paused.
So your gateway's been up for at least like 50 seconds, right?
Right.
You need to have a cyber core already up and running, because like
Yeah.
you can see your friend over here, he took a really fast third, right? He has absolutely no units on this map except queens. So like even if you had a cyber core, you could make a single stalker or something and harass and force out like 10 lings, 12 lings, whatever, right? So this is where it becomes kind of important, because cyber core is dual purpose. 1, it gives you protection, and 2, it gives you it opens up what you can do. So
Right.
if you, for example, zealots can't handle roaches at all, right?
Right.
So you need the cyber core to get out stalkers or sentries to handle those roaches. And so this is where like scouting is important. This is where timings kind of become a little bit closer and closer. So far it's pretty good. You understand that, like, forge, gateway, cannon immediately, and the cannon in your mineral line. You understand all of that, which is great. It's the best I could ask for at this point. What we need now for you is to be able to transition from that early econ into that mid kind of like you poke and prod here and there, right?
Yeah.
So what would you like? So I'm assuming, do you watch GSL?
Yes, when I can.
Okay. Do everyone watches MC, right? His PVZ opener is pretty standard. Forge Fest expanded to Stargate, right?
Right.
Despite him losing relatively like a lot. Like he loses a lot with that build. It's actually a pretty good build if you
Right.
can catch your opponent off guard, which you probably could. So the way, to be honest, I don't know the numbers because I don't play by numbers. So I don't play by like specific supply. But
Right.
then the basic concept of Stargate play is you deny a third, right? This is assuming when Zerg sees a Fortress expand, they either really heavily econ on 2 bases, or they spread their econ in 3 bases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And specific maps, the third base is really hard to defend. Maps that come in mind are like Metalopolis, Shatter Temple, Shakuras, Antigua. No, not Antigua. Antigua's pretty easy to defend. But do you understand? So like this, his third all the way out here is
Yeah, it's so
actually
far away,
like
and
if you had
he
a
would need
Void
to
Ray.
creep forever to get there.
Yeah, he would need creep, or he would need to have like spore crawlers everywhere. He would have to have some sort of defense. So that's one way to pressure a third, a fast expanding, like a quick third. Another way is kind of this like 4-gate, 5-gate pure zealot. And why pure zealot is because most of the time Zergs will try to cut corners by going pure ling instead of roaches or hydras, or not hydras, but they'll try to go pure ling as defense. And if you have +1 attack with zealots, they 2-shot lings instead of 3.
Yep.
Yeah. So you should so you already understand that. So kind of depending on like how you want to make the build kind of unfold is up to you, but you have to understand that like no matter what, the cyber core has to be exactly right after the gateway. Where you
Right.
put it is inconsequential as long as it's not within range of being destroyed. So like you should never put your gateway or your cyber core like near this pylon where your probe is right now, you know? Never put the cyber core out in the front, because if it gets sniped, you immediately
Then,
cannot
yeah.
make anything that shoots up or shoots like
Right.
range, right? Okay. I mean,
So,
Hmm?
should I put my cyber core back in my main then?
yeah, like
Yeah.
what you had done was perfectly fine. But keep in mind when your
Just really late.
yeah, when your gateway is making, you should it's just like you have to imagine your Forge Fast expand build as like a 1-gate expand build, where when you drop this gateway, you get a gas, right? So when you're mining gas, you build your cyber core. So when you're done with your cyber core, you have 100 gas, whatever. That kind of timing, automatic timing, right? You have to assume that with Forge Fast expand. So either 1 or 2 gases, it does not matter. Do not get like 3 gases all at the same time. There's no way you can
Right.
spend all of it, right?
Right. 'Cause
So
you can't attack fast enough.
yeah, you can't build fast enough for it. But so let's just like if we had to replay this, 9 pylon, 15 nexus, 16 forge, 16 gateway, right? Then drop a cannon, drop another cannon, then drop drop a gas, cyber core, whatever kind of way you want to put it. Your cyber core needs to be built, and it has to have gas to accompany it. So that way you can punish this fast third. That way you can defend against all in. You need something like that,
Right.
Okay. So do you prefer Forge Fast expanding on maps, or do you prefer like Gateway expands? Like, because it all comes down to personal preference. Like Sase, for example, will never open Forge Fast expand. Naniwa always opens Forge Fast expand, right?
Well, in principle, I love I'm a oriented player, so I love the Forge Fast Expand in principle. It's just not a build I'm super comfortable with, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean, typically in the past I've gone 3-gate expand.
3-gate expands are probably your safest one. I personally actually enjoy playing 3-gate expand over Forge Fast expand or 1-gate expand, just because it gives me more opportunities to pressure. So
Right.
you can quit the replay.
Sure.
And
Yeah, you'd see quite a bit more, because that was horrible.
no,
So,
honestly don't worry about it. We're not looking at results right away. We're looking at more of a
Right.
you understand these concepts. Is your friend AFK? Oh, no, he's not. Okay, this works.